Good morning. It's a gray and rainy morning here in Southern California. It's Saturday, March the 14th, 2020. Uh, Journal 299, T plus 340, 20 days, 25 days short of a full year post-transplant. I'd like to know where most of that year has gone. Certainly, it's turned very, very strange. The other, before I go any further, I want to stop and sincerely thank everyone that's contacted me through LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, YouTube, um, regarding the post, my plea um, for donations of blood and platelets, and for reposting that, for sharing that post um, with your social networks. It's really critically important. And for those of you who have made appointments, thank you. It's a big deal and it's deeply appreciated. Uh, but right now, I want to talk to you about something else. I don't know what to call it. A toolbox full of TIONs of shuns. I talk to you about anticipation, talk to you about preparation, um, maybe talk about innovation, uh, a little bit about transformation during this really difficult time when so many of us are trying to reinvent ourselves and reinvent our businesses and trying to go ahead and find a way to survive the impact that COVID-19 and coronavirus is going to have on all of us, directly or indirectly. But I want to share something with you that came through my inbox the other day, and maybe I'm overreacting, but I think it's brilliant. It came from a restaurant um, not far from where our daughter and son-in-law live, that we've been to before, Leslie and myself. Our daughter and son-in-law and their kids, our son and daughter-in-law and their kids. It's a restaurant that we really enjoy going to. It's run extremely well. Food is really good. If you want to know what restaurant it is, then get in touch with me, and I'll be more than happy to share that with you. But I want to share what they did, which is another shun that we ought to be aware of, especially during difficult and trying times like this. And that's imagination. And the management and ownership of this particular restaurant sent out an email that I think is particularly brilliant. It really is, talking about how their number one priority is health and safety, and how seriously the members, the staff and the leadership team takes that, uh, and how much they want to feel that their guests and patrons feel confident, either dining at home or dining in the restaurant, and letting them know that the restaurant's still open. But they did more than that, because so many other places have done exactly that. They've alluded to different steps. This one is so specific. It really does work to allay a number of the natural fears and anxieties that crop up surrounding the disease, the virus that's going around. And I'm going to go ahead and read some of these things to you because I think that they're particularly telling. And I think that if you are a small business owner or operator, regardless of what the nature of that business is, and we can talk about that and how it relates to even small independent repair shop business ownership when we're done, I think it's important that you recognize that the more it appears your response to this crisis that we're all facing is thoughtful and rational, reasonable, innovative, and informational, I think the more successful you're going to be. So under the heading of here are the new measures implemented by this restaurant, latex gloves are worn by all staff members while preparing food. using only paper printed menus, which means they can be eliminated, eliminating all the menus with plastic covers, which get used and used again and touched by everyone. Regularly wiping down, sanitizing all workspace areas and equipment. Our team members have been educated in the prevention and spread of the virus. Important, we are sanitizing chairs and tables before and during nightly service. Every night at the end of the day, our cleaning team is disinfecting all hand contact surfaces in guest accessible areas, tables, door handles, counters, faucets, using high-grade disinfectants, professional quality disinfectants. In addition to nightly cleaning, our team members are increasing the frequency of cleaning and disinfecting all high traffic areas throughout the day. Door handles and locks, bathrooms, tabletops, all bar surfaces are being disinfected at regular 30-minute intervals during the business hours. We have retrained our entire staff in thorough and frequent hand washing, fronts, backs, wrists, fingers, with soap and water for at least 20 seconds each time. Employees have been instructed to never come to work if they experience fever or any cold symptoms, and we're taking sick time, and we will be taking sick time should the need arise. In other words, they're taking care of their people. And I think a lot of us who are watching this unfold are really concerned that those most vulnerable, those workers at the bottom of the economic scale are the ones that are going to be most impacted, the ones most hurt. So I know for me, at least, knowing that they're aware of that and they're taking care of their people means so much to me, because that's what I did. That's what I did during the 2008 crisis, and keeping our crew together. We're closely monitoring daily updates and recommendations from the CDC and the California Department of Health. And then to take this one step further, by making these changes, we are confident that we can provide a clean, safe environment for all our guests and team members. If you prefer to enjoy our delicious food in the comfort of your home, here are a few things you can take advantage of. And this is to me, bordering on genius. Curbside pickup. Simply pull up the outside restaurant and one of our team members will bring the packaged food directly to you. Orders over $75 will be delivered to your home within a 2-mile radius of the restaurant. Space out the number of reservations that come in each night to produce a less crowded environment. You think about that. Restaurant business is all about table turns. It's all about getting in the greatest number of people and then turning that over at least 2.5 to 3 times a night. By shrinking the number of reservations that they take so that they can spread those people out over, not elbow to elbow, they're sacrificing profitability for the general well-being of their clients and customers. And they also finish up by saying that Grubhub is offering free delivery. And by saying that obviously this is a fluid situation and that they're going to continue to communicate any operational changes. But this is a perfect example of how you do it right, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I am HO, right? How does that relate to any other business? Well, I mean, I was in the automotive repair business for many, many, many years. I would receive something like this if I were still in the shop, and I would turn it around immediately. I would talk about the cleanliness and hygiene mandates that we were making in the shop. I would talk about how our technicians and employees would be washing regularly and according to CDC guidelines. I would be talking about how we'd be wiping down the insides of the cars and the surfaces that we worked on. How we would be careful to go ahead and disinfect all the surfaces that we were working on, and especially when it came to inside the car, that we would be using paper floor mats, that we would be using steering wheel covers, that we would be wearing vinyl or latex gloves. So this information is transferable. It would be interesting with any business that you're doing business with on a regular basis, or for your own business, should you be a service provider, to think about these things and ask these questions, because they're critical questions to which we all need the answers. It's easy for me to say all of this. I'm trapped in the house. I can't leave. the poster child for those most vulnerable for COVID-19 and the coronavirus. However, having said that, it doesn't mean that I have a right not to be concerned or aware of what's going on, and certainly have a responsibility to share that information with as many people as I can. So take this email, take the information I just presented, see how you can innovate, see how you can use your imagination and pull it out of that bag full of shuns to see what you can do. In the meantime, stay well, take care, have a great weekend. If you're in Southern California, drive carefully. It's wet out there, and wet out there always means slippery, and slippery always means accidents. So take care of yourself.